Britain has a long history stretching back thousands of years. In every part, at some point, a bloody or mysterious event has taken place. Murders, bloodthirsty revenge, plagues, punishment and folklore will make your flesh creep in terror. This is Mysterious Britain, Tales of the Unknown. The weather has often been the cause of much anguish, destroying buildings and claiming lives, an unfortunate natural phenomenon that is easily explainable. But some cases claim of the devil manipulating the weather, as in the case of the great thunderstorm of Wycombe in the Moor. On Sunday the 21st of October 1638, the church of St Pancras was packed with people worshipping when a sudden storm swept over the church. Written accounts by eyewitnesses, published within months of the catastrophe, tell of a strange darkness, powerful thunder, and a great ball of fire ripping through the window of the church and tearing part of the roof open. It is said to have rebounded through the church, killing some members of the congregation and burning many others. The Reverend George Lyde was unhurt, but his wife was less fortunate and was recorded as she had her ruff and linen next to her body, and her body burnt in a very pitiful manner. The head of the local warrener, Robert Mead, struck a pillar so hard that it left an indentation. His skull was shattered and his brains hurled to the ground. A one Master Hill, a gentleman of good account in the parish, was thrown violently against a wall and died that night. His son, sitting next to him, was unhurt. Some are said to have suffered burns to their bodies, but not to their clothes, and a dog is reported to have run out of the door and been hurled around as if by a small tornado and fallen dead to the ground. According to the legend, the thunderstorm was the result of a visit by the devil, who had made a pact with a local card player and gambler called Jan Reynolds. The deal struck was that if the devil ever found him asleep in church, he could have his soul. Jan was said to have fallen asleep during the service that day, with his pack of cards in his hands. Another version of the legend states that the devil arrived to collect the souls of 4 people playing cards during the church service. The devil supposedly headed for Wycombe via the Tavistock Inn in nearby Poundsgate, where he stopped for directions and refreshments. The landlady reported a visit by a man in black with cloven feet riding a jet black horse. The stranger ordered a mug of ale and it hissed as it went down his throat. He finished his drink, put the mug down on the bar where it left a scorch mark, and left some money. After the stranger had ridden away, the landlady found that the coins had turned to dried leaves. The devil tethered his horse to one of the pinnacles at Wycombe Church, captured the sleeping Jan Reynolds and rode away into the storm. As they flew over nearby Birch Tor, the 4 aces from Jan's pack of cards fell to the ground, and today, if you stand at Warren House Inn, you can still see 4 ancient field enclosures, each shaped like the symbols from a pack of cards. The village schoolmaster of the time, a gentleman called Roger Hill, and brother of the deceased Master Hill, recorded the incident in a rhyming testament, which is still displayed on boards in the church. This strange tale is considered by some to be one of the earliest recorded instances of ball lightning. The Red Cap Goblin is a type of malevolent murderous goblin found in border folklore. He is said to inhabit ruined castles along the Anglo-Scottish border, especially those that were the scenes of tyranny or wicked deeds, and is known for soaking his cap in the blood of his victims. One tale tells of a Red Cap Goblin called Robin Redcap, who was a familiar of Lord William de Soulis, a Scottish border noble during the Wars of Scottish Independence. It is believed that William was involved with the black arts and being schooled by Michael Scott, the Wizard of the North. With news spreading of his use of the black arts, William's people began to speak of rebellion, so he conjured the foul creature, Robin Redcap, who was to spy on William's people and kill any who opposed him. This creature was described as a short, thick-set old elf with long prominent teeth, skinny fingers armed with talons like eagles, large eyes with a fiery red colour, grizzly hair streaming down to his shoulders, iron boots, a pike staff in his left hand, and a red cap on his head. Robin Redcap wrought much harm and ruin in the lands of his master's dwelling, Hermitage Castle. When any approached his lair, he flung huge stones at them, and if he killed them, he would soak his cap in their blood, giving it a crimson hue. He was unaffected by human strength whenever any tried to apprehend him, but was ultimately driven away as a local man read out loudly the Bible and waving a crucifix, which caused Robin Redcap to utter a dismal yell and vanish in flames, leaving behind a large tooth. According to legend, William was then captured by his people and taken to the Nine Stang Rig, a stone circle near the castle, then wrapped in lead and boiled to death. Jack in Irons is a mythical giant of Yorkshire lore who haunts lonely roads. He is covered with chains and wears the heads of his past victims. Jack is feared due to both his hideous appearance and sadistic personality. Legend has it that Jack was once a living giant who hated humans and would hunt travellers, using his large spiked club to kill a victim and collect their head, which he would then keep as a trophy. Sightings of this creature describe it as 13 feet tall, with a head that was more pig-like than human, and 2 curling tusks on either side of his snout. Many men ventured into the giant's lair, only to meet their end, their bones lining the floor of the cave. Eventually, as the years passed, the giant had not been seen and was believed to have died, so men went to the cave in search of its remains, but found nothing. Soon after, sightings of Jack in Irons' ghost were seen, stalking the roads and scaring any who it encountered by taking a rotting head off its spiked shoulder and throwing it towards its victim. The exact origin of Jack in Irons is unclear, but like many similar beings in folklore, he is likely a combination of traditional bogeymen and a symbolism for fears many had on lonely roads and night travel, where people ran risk from attacks from wild animals or bandits. But ultimately, it comes down to, do you believe?